Hello everybody, welcome to Coding with Tom. Today we're going to be adding a tab bar to our application. In our second tab item, we're going to have a map where we're going to see the locations of different stores. We're also going to add a little view with the name of the store and an action to call or go to the website of that store. Hope you enjoy. Let's get on to it. Let's start by creating our model. So for this one, we're going to have a new entity called stores. This is going to be our model. So we'll have a latitude and longitude just to draw it in a map. It'll have a name, the store will have a name and an address, and then a parameter specifying if it is open or not. And let's also create our store service. So this is what we have here. We're going to have a store service adapter. Again, it's going to be a singleton. So my stores are only initialized by one time. I also have a snippet with the testing stores. So these are just some of the stores that we're going to be showing in the map. And that's it. Now let's move on to modifying the scene. So my first item in the tab bar is going to be the order, which is what we already have. I'm referencing the split view controller so that it encases everything that we have done. I'm also going to make the tab bar controller the initial view controller. And where the map is going will be my second tab bar item. So this one will be my map, my store view controller. The only thing we're going to be adding here is a map. So let's also add an icon for our tab bar items. For this, I'm going to be using SF symbols. So here you will get an error because MKMapView is not part of UIKit. For that, we need to import MapKit. In our stores view controller, what we're going to do in view.low is configure the map view. Now here, what we need to do is set the delegate and the annotations. So for now, we can set the delegate, the annotations. We will need to create a view model for that. And for this one, we're going to be needing annotation for view. Let's first create our view model. Now I'm not gonna be working with the model entity directly in Source View Controller, so for that I'm going to create another view model. And that's what we're going to use for the view model for now. So we're just going to have a server. Our view model will have a dependency, which is the store service, and we just transform this model entity into our store annotation view model. Now here, when we're configuring the map, we don't need to actually use a data source like with UITableView and UICollectionView. What we need to do is give the annotations to the map view. Map view that add annotations, and here we'll just have an array of MK annotations. Let's give it the array that our view model gives us. And you will see that this will fail because you cannot convert the type of store annotation view model to MK annotation. Let's make an extension for that. Oh, yeah, also annotation view model cannot be a struct, it needs to be a class. And let's run and test. Here you can see that now we have two tabs. One is the view of the order, which nothing has changed here. And then here we have our second, which is the map. I need to change the names of the bar icons. And here you will see that we have all of our annotations pinned. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the camera of the map so that it zooms in to this area. First, let's also change the name of the tab bars. And when we configure the map, we're going to also configure the cameras. So we'll have a center. Now for this coordinate, I already created another snippet. So we'll be in this position. It's going to be in San Francisco. Let's try running with this. Now you can see that we have a zoom effect. All right, now if I tap on any of this, nothing happens. That's because we haven't actually assigned any custom MK annotation view. We're just returning this default MK marker annotation view. Now you see that in this delegate method, we have the annotation. So this is the annotations that we pass. So the first thing that we are going to do is cast our store annotation. And for now, let's just change the color of the marker if the store is open. Now we can see that we have some stores that are open and other ones that are closed. This. Now let's make it so that when we tap on the icon, we can see the name of the store and then a button either to call if the store is open or to go to the website, to the store website in case it is closed. Now for this, I don't need to actually create a custom view myself. The marker already comes with a view, which is the callout view. Let's type in here. So you have a left callout accessory view, a right callout, and a detail. So for the detail, I'm just going to be creating a label. And for my right callout accessory view, I'm going to be creating a button. So if the store is open, we'll be displaying a phone to call. If not, then we'll just be displaying, well, it will be a question mark, but when the user taps on it, it'll take him to the store, to the website, sorry. We don't need to actually set a target to the bottom because for that it is that we have the callout button, the delegate method of the annotation view, which tells us when the callout button was tapped. Now let's do that in our view model. For this, we're going to need to create another service. I'm going to name it application service, and what it's going to do is going to call a specified number, or it will go to a specific URL. Before moving on to the application service, I actually forgot to add a frame here to our button. So for calling a number on the device, you just need to add a URL with the prefix tel, :// and then the phone number. And then with the website, we just get the string of the URL, so we transform it into a URL object and also use UI application share. That's pretty much it for our service. Let's use it on our view model. Now let's try this. I forgot here to add, I was missing here the property can show callout from the marker for the callout to actually be shown when you tap on the pin. So now when I tap on one of the markers, you'll see that I will get a callout with the name of the store and a little icon for the phone number. Let's see here. And if it's closed with a question mark, let's tap here. We haven't hooked this up. Now the annotation view has the annotation that's associated to it. We only have to cast it. Tap here, we have the annotation. Here, tap on this. And we're taken to Safari. Now I cannot do this on a simulator since it doesn't have phone capabilities. For this, I installed the application on my phone. And you'll see that we're going to be presenting the map here. And then when we tap on one of those and tap on the phone icon, we get the call prompt. Now, since that was a little bit short for our lesson, let's also make it so when we tap on the tab bar on one of the items, this transition is animated with a slide. So if I am in order and I go to the stores, I want this view to slide from the right to left. And if I tap on order, I want this view to slide in from left to right. In order to do this, what we need to do is provide the tab bar controller with a UI view controller animated transition that will handle the animation of the transition. For that, we will need to subclass the tab bar controller. Also, we're going to have a reference to the previously selected index so that we know from one direction we need to be sliding the view. Here I'll be capturing the, so the previously selected index is less than the selected index. This means that we have selected something from the right, so we're going to be sliding from the left. Now with this one, we will just provide a UI view controller animated transitioning. For that, we're going to create one class for this. And here it is where we are going to actually be animating the transition. And here we'll get the view that we are getting. So the destination view. We can get it from the transition context. Oh yeah, we also don't have a reference for the view, so we also need a screen width. Now here, I'm going to move this view. Now I'm moving it here. So if I am sliding from the left, I'll be moving the screen width to the left. If not, so for this, for the duration here, we get the duration from the context. In the completion, it is very important that we tell the transition context that we did complete the transition. And we'll use the value passed on by the completion block here. Now, if we perform everything here, it wouldn't be enough because now that we are taking care of this transition, we have to add this view, the destination view, to the context. So for that, after displacing it, we're going to be adding. So in the container view of the transition context, we need to add the destination view. Let's try running. I made a mistake here. This condition is actually inverted. And here we start from the right, and here from the left. Try running on iPad. Now, despite being in a tab bar view, the split view controller has the same behavior, only that it is now contained in the tab. Go to our stores. It also zooms in, and we can tap on the pin. Everything works here. And that's it for today. As you can see, using MKMapView is not that difficult. Using callout views, you can get some pretty nice views and behaviors in such a short amount of time. Animating the tab bar transition is not that difficult. We could have made even more complex animations. You can do whatever you want in the transition closure. Just make sure that you finish the animation in the transition context and that you add the view to the container view. That's it for today. Bye.